perhaps you were born for such a time as this. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. I am live here on Instagram over here. So if I look back and forth, I'm on Instagram over here, but also here on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and X. So thank you guys so much for being here. I just had a blast. And I have to tell you what I did. I can't wait. I got so many people. Hey, drummer PJ, heard you had a chat with Rocco. My people over here on Instagram, I mean, they're just the comments, they're coming in so fast and furious. I don't know why it's a little bit slow over here on Facebook. Hey, Brent McCain. I take that back. Brent McCain is here on YouTube. Thank you so much. So I just had the most amazing conversation with Gary Brecka. Do y'all know who Gary Brecka is? He came on my show, my Faith and Freedom show. That whole interview is going to air on Sunday at 10 a.m. on Real America's Voice, but I'll also be sharing portions of that on Instagram and also social media on LinkedIn and YouTube and everything else, Facebook. But we had such a blast. I first met Gary, and you're going to see all the photographs. I first met Gary back in February, where both Gary and Ted were awarded the Defender of Freedom Award at Mar-a-Lago, of all places. And it was funny because it was a last minute that I wasn't going to be, I didn't get an award, but I was there, and Martha, the woman who was putting the whole organization, the whole event on with General Flynn, invited me to sit at the table, the round table discussion with Mike Tyson and Russell Brand and General Flynn and his sister Mary and Gary Brecka, Janet and Janice Trey from Epic Times Magazine. I need to get her back on the show. So Martha goes, "Oh yeah, Shemaine, you sit in between Gary Brecka and Janice Trey from Epic Times." I'm like, there is a God. Are you kidding me? Like it was unbelievable. So you'll see all the photos on social media when we get them on my Real America's Voice show, but also here. I just had the best time. So that's when I first met Gary. And he, for those of you who don't know about Gary, he was working for an insurance company. And his job working for the insurance companies were to, okay, we got some data on you. We got demographics on you, where you live, what you eat, what your past X amount of years of doctor visits have been, what your blood work is like, all this stuff. And for insurance, for life insurance, they needed to predict when you're going to pass. He was able to do that. Insurance companies are able to do that within months. Gary said within a month. And he describes basically the number one thing that the reason for early passing is diet and exercise. Two things. We're eating too much fast food, and we know that, right? But you'll have to watch the show because at the end, Ted came in. The second segment, Ted comes in, and they had such a great camaraderie. But we'd also do a rapid fire question and answer with Gary, and he's got to ask, or we ask him questions. He's got to answer within, just a couple of words. And one of the things that Ted asked was, okay, what's your cheat meal? What do you eat when nobody's watching? And Gary said, chocolate. He's a chocoholic like me. I knew we had something in common. So I just wanted to jump on here and say hello and hope you guys are doing well. And there's a lot of things going on in the world. But you know what? This morning I did something. I'm going to post a video later. This morning I did something I haven't done in, I don't know, a year. I went for a run. Like, I can't run that far, y'all. I get bored easy. But it was really fun. And it's nice weather here where I'm at. And it got me out. and I saw things in nature that you don't see when you're on a treadmill indoors. So I just wanted to come back and share that with you. You know, I've talked about this in my book, Abundantly Well, that there are three things that you need to do. If you have gotten to a point where you're like, I'm not losing weight, and Gary talks about this too, because I talk about, okay, should we fast or not? Fasting is not for everybody. Intermittent fasting is not for everybody. You'll have to watch the show and find out. But one of the things that I talk about in my book, Abundantly Well, is you've got to increase the intensity, the frequency, or the duration with which you work out if you want to see a change. And this comes from, I've been in the fitness industry for 45 years. 45 years. What? 45 years. Watch the Throwback Thursdays, and I occasionally post my exercise video when I had the Reebok tennis shoes and the pleather belt and the big hair from the early 90s. Yeah, I've been around the block, so to speak, in the fitness industry. And if you, what happens is, let's say you start working out, you start running, you start walking first and then running, and you lose weight and you feel great, and then your body plateaus. That's because God has given us this amazing ability called the principle of adaptation, to adapt to physical and emotional stress. And Gary talks about this as well. Part of the reason we age is we're not stressing out our bodies, unfortunately. And he talked about cold plunge, and our son Rocco has been talking about that. He's got a cold plunge. I take, I don't like, I've done cold plunge, and yes, it does help. But I just turn on the cold water in the shower at the end of my shower, and I stand there and shiver. But I do think that it's beneficial. So, anyways, I'm going to answer your questions. Watch my Faith and Freedom show. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. Thank you to everybody here who's on YouTube. You can watch it on my YouTube channel in full and watch all the bits and pieces, the parts, on Instagram right here. Thank you to those on Instagram, and also on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and I said Facebook. I'm missing one. X. Thank you, X. Okay, I have to address this on Facebook. Jerry Hurley from YouTube, thank you for watching, said, I just found you from Melissa Red Pill. I got to text her. She has asked me to be on her show, and I've just been so busy. I need to text her. So thank you so much for saying that, the reminder. Brent McCain says, I love the outdoors, love walking and hiking. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, I'm going to read some of the comments here on Instagram. Wow, a lot of people here on Instagram. Thank you guys so much. So many people are joining in. I can't scroll through them for some reason. Okay, thank you so much for being here, Kevin. I really appreciate that. And we've got Sharon from Kansas City, James from Irons. I know that area pretty well. Thank you guys so much for being here. So just wanted to reach out and say hello. I'm energized. I hope you guys are too. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for following. Seems weird to say following, but I am actually going through a rebranding on some of my social media. So go to my website, ShemaineNugent.rocks, and you'll get more information. I've got a newsletter that I'm coming out with all the updates. So if you want it all in one place, like, oh, what did she talk about this week on social media? What are the little clips, and who's going to be on her Faith and Freedom show? All that's going to be in my newsletter. So coming up, you can follow me and sign up for the newsletter for free. It's free by going to ShemaineNugent.rocks, ROCKS. Hey, Mad Cammer from Alaska. Thank you so much for being here. Karen Lenahan. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. And okay, I'm like scrolling, doing two things at once. Gary Els, thank you for being here. Rusty Robbins, thank you for being here. And we've got Rudy. I think that's how you say it from Canada. People from all over the world. This is so cool. All right, guys, just wanted to share with you. I am so exhilarated from speaking with Gary Brecka, the ultimate human. And if you want to find out more about that, again, go to my website, ShemaineNugent.rocks. Follow me on social media, and we will have the full interview with Gary and Ted. You are not going to want to miss it. It was so much fun. We'll have that coming up on my YouTube channel. All right, guys, have a lovely day and go out and enjoy the spirit of the wild. Oh, yeah, we do have a hunting show on Pursuit Channel, Ted Nugent, Spirit of the Wild. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'll talk with you soon. Bye. Okay, I got to end over here and end right there.